Evening, everybody. DJ Styles here at Custom Corpses. Okay, so let's do this way. I've got a new stand, and I've got a follow me tracking thing that goes on my stand. But I want to plug this in first. Oh, okay, so it's got to be plugged in up top. All right, and we're going to disconnect this for now. And I'm thinking give me a second, guys. I don't know how this following apparatus is going to work out. Since it's following me, how do I do this? I put this over here. Yeah, I think I'm going to put that right there. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, that's following me now. I think. Yeah, okay. That's following me, I think. Okay. Got all kinds of bells and whistles. Can you hear me okay? That's the first question. Because I have a microphone on my thing attached to my receiver. I think the receiver has to. Yeah. This ain't working. Now the question is, I loaded up on all the new latex. Ooh, The next thing I have to do is turn on this bad boy so I can see your comments. Come on, chair. Because I don't know if you guys can hear me yet or not. I'm waiting on this tablet by Android to boot up. I've got my latex, and we have a painted ultra flashback. We have two of them we're going to do. And these two masks belong to Raphael. So give me a second here so I can have this camera pretty far away from me. I think what I'm going to do, I don't know if it'll track me that way. I have to see what you're saying, so we have to see. It's still booting up. It's still booting. I've got my scissors for cutting. Come on, man, really? Finally. Taking forever to boot, man. Jesus. I don't know. Finally. Man, this thing takes forever. I need to know if you guys can hear my microphone okay. Come on. YouTube, fire up. Man, this thing just doesn't want to work. I hate this tablet. I want to get a good one. I think I want to get an Apple one. I need to get a good one. Something that reacts faster than this. Guess you get what you pay for. Let it boot up. The circle of life. You guys see this mask okay? Even signing in takes forever. What the hell? This tablet sucks. Should see this thing. It's just sitting spinning. There we go. Finally. Now, can I go to my channel? How long is it going to take to go there? Hey, finally. RoboShook. RoboShiek? Chic? RoboChic? Is that? Okay, I need a question. Can you hear me okay? I have a microphone on my shirt here. Can you hear me all right? RoboChic. RoboChic. O'Shea. Robo O'Shea. Rob O'Shea, UK. So you guys can hear me okay? And I have a follow me mechanism on this, a tracker. I have a tracking device that tracks me now. So, ew. I don't know. I can't hear it. I don't know whether it's working or not. I want you to check it out. See if you can hear me. They said it's okay. They say they can hear me all right. Tell me if I'm banging or, 'cause I don't even know how loud it is or anything. And the tracker's working good. I'm going to go grab my hat and my coffee, guys. I got my coffee out there. Be right back in a sec. And then we're going to hair this bad boy. We're going to hair this mask. Follow me. I guess it's going to follow me all the way over there. Okay, wait a minute. We don't want to tilt that thing back. I'll have to get it to track me again when I get back into the room. Oi, give me a second. I'm grabbing my coffee. Getting my coffee. Gotta have my coffee. Put the creamer back. There we go. I'm set. Now, I got my coffee. I think it's still tracking me. Need to keep my coffee here. Yeah, it's still tracking. Okay. Cool. That's what I was out in the kitchen. I guess it was able to pick me up in the kitchen. Okay, so I have what's left of the other hair. And this mask is really awesome looking. And the light's really making it very bright. But you know how this starts. This starts on the back of the head. First row goes right here. But first, I got to grab my hair. What's left of my hair? I'm thinking that. Got a little junk in there. I've got my shears. Now what we do is I cut this right in half. We can pile it up on top of his head for a while. For now, I'm going to pull a couple of these off of here and see that's all felted hair. Can't use that. So what I usually do to get the halfway point is I put both of my hands there. Usually is perfect amount. Should be enough hair here to do this mask, possibly more. So the sounds good, huh? Cool.
Sounds great.
And then this thing here follows me.
The only thing that I would suggest is because it's like I can't see what you're doing.
You can't see what I'm doing. Okay.
I would go.
Let me hit the stop. And now you can just point it where it needs to be. It doesn't have to follow me. I'm not getting up and down like crazy. All right, we need to face it at the probably going to have it like this. Yeah, it's not on camera.
No, this way. Wait. There's a lag.
Oh, okay. You're good. We're good. We're good. We're great.
Yeah, well, that way sounds good. Now, the only thing you always want to be careful with is if this gets too close to your face, it'll like a regular mic.
Oh, it gets too loud. All right. Well, I think it's far enough away.
Yeah, no,
And I'm not talking real loud neither, so. Okay. So you guys can't actually see what I'm doing here, so I need to bring this down just a little bit. But I put a tracking device on my, need to go down just a little bit more. All right, so I cut these fibers. I've done this on here a couple times, so you guys know what this is. I'll cut more hair as I go. I got my coffee. I'm excited to have this. Now this mask is Raphael's. Is Raphael on with me right now? Anybody? How many people are on with me right now? There's 3 watching, and that's including myself. So there's 2 other people on. Robo. I'm just going to call you Robo. Robo works for me. Um, you know who you are. Robo and Angelo. I'm going to say Red Row is on here. And I have this mask right here that you can see right just about almost out of frame, but I'm going to do that herring too. And I have some news with the channel. I intend to start making my videos. I'm going to upload these. I'm going to edit these live videos down to like 10-minute segments and start loading them up, because that seems like that's what they really want, is shorter, much shorter videos. Now the live is a whole different thing. So what I can do is shorten up these lives, and I don't want any clumps. Oh, I got to figure out something here. Give me a tool I can use. There we go. That's what I'm after. There's dried latex in the spout, and I got to get it out of there. There we go, because we don't want that on the mask. Okay. Got it out. Now we do a real fine row of latex here. Now this is the flesh tone latex that I have here. And we're going to go right here. With our first row. Now I always cover that tip when I'm not using the. Got my popsicle stick and kind of just rub that into the fibers. I like it. Now I don't have to have the phone right next to me. I could have it literally off in a distance and zoomed in on any project. And that follow me, or what do you want to call it, tracking device that's on the phone stand itself now, will actually allow me, and it tracks me 360 degrees. So that's a really cool feature. Yeah, see, I don't like that on there. See, I always clean the popsicle stick off before I go and push it in, because then it grabs the hair. The latex dries so fast, and it'll grab that hair and try to pull off. Okay. Next row. Ooh, I need my trash can next to me. No, I don't. I don't really need that today. I'm spreading this out. I'm spreading this in such a way that it really covers a lot. You want to be able to see through the fibers. See how you can see my hand through the fibers? That's what you want. And that's your perfect layout. I put it down right where that old latex was. Now see, this stuff's already drying. I gotta get more latex on here. Now I'll overlay this just a little bit. Whoa. Smash it in. I don't put too much of I put it right on the edge. Right on the edge of the fibers. And I really smash it in so it really gets into all the fibers. This way when it adheres to the mask, all these fibers it's very hard to pull them off. Because if you don't get all the fibers mashed into that latex real good, you won't have, when you go to brush this out and style it, you won't have much hair on the mask left over, if you follow me. I'll just use a new stick because that's trying to fall. Now I don't need that much from here to here. So we're going to take about half that strand. Hair fibers, they make my nose itch. They make my nose itch. Now I'll put that on last. Get this in here. Notice how I'm overlaying this just a little bit. Perfect. Because that's behind the ear, that don't matter. I need that trash can closer to me. Okay. Almost time to cut more hair. The only time I really need my shears is when I start using the glue. And I use what they call tacky glue, the stuff here. And this tacky glue is for the hairline that goes right here around the front of the face. That's the only time I use tacky glue. That's the only time we use tacky glue. Now the next row, now some people, they'll draw a line on the head. I don't really need to do that anymore because I've been doing it enough now where I don't think I need to. I'm just going to pull. Now we do short, I do halves. Like this is about, I'm going to say 6 fingers long. If you see what I'm doing here, 6 fingers, that's the length of the hair. And what I like to do is I keep the rows short until I get up here. Then I start lengthening. Then I'll do full lengths of this pull. In other words, it's a natural pull. All right. So I'll clip a little bit of this off right here, and that's how long I'll keep that up around the where the what do you call this? The hairline. The hairline has to be long. All right. So we got that going on. Now this time I'm going to start right on the middle. We're going to work on this side of the head first. I'm going to be bugging my buddy Angelo Rowe, hopefully he's still on with me, on how to edit these videos down to 10-minute videos at the most, all my lives. Now, I don't think I'm going to go back and do a bunch of editing on the old videos. I think it's just going forward. I want to start cleaning up my channel and getting these videos a little bit more watchable. These 2-hour events need to be shortened down. Now the lives, they're going to go live. They're going to go long. But when you go, you can't do 10-minute lives. There's no point to it. By the time people come on to join you, your video's already done, or your live's already finished. Come on. But I want to edit these videos, these lives. I really don't care that the logo that's on there is not for visual. It's not for you so you can see it. It's only there for if somebody were to take the hair off and try to, they'd see where it came from. But I signed the mask on the inside anyway, so. If you know what I mean. Hey, nobody's chatting with me, man. Come on, guys. I got the thing right here. I can see your comments live. Any questions? So, I don't know. Can you see the top of the head right back here? That is the urethane master of the large master mold. Well, it was a combination of my fault and their fault. They sent me a very weak urethane, and it's not holding up well. So I have to put another urethane. I have to make another urethane master. Needless to say. But I have the mold, so it's not like a big deal. Okay. The mess that this creates, you have no idea. 3 watching. That's all I got. It's Saturday night. That's why everybody's out having a good time, except for me. Actually, I am having a good time. So I'm having a good time. And you know what? I've got to pull this back. I don't want that next to that hairline there. And the reason why is because when I do this hairline here, I need a little bit of space between hairlines. From the hairline, I don't want hair right up against that. If you know what I mean. And we're trying to keep the hair to a minimum too. We don't want 100. We don't want 100 pounds of hair on here. That's not a good thing. Right about there. Why is it so much easier to work right to left compared to left to right? I don't know. So I had my power nap because that's what old people do. We do power naps. And now I feel like I can go until midnight. Just that little bit of sleep made me feel wonderful. Now, the last thing you want to do is you want to make sure you don't have any latex stuck to your hand, whether it be wet or dry. It starts to dry the minute it hits your flesh. So keep that in mind. And the reason why, the reason why, now I have just enough here. Or don't I? No, that's not enough. I took too much off of that. So I'll combine these two together here. Those two short. Why does that look so short? That's a short cut. What the hell did I do there? That's just way too short. So's that one. I don't know what I did there, but either that or the pull was very short. Now I'm going to put a little bit more latex across this right here to cover this hole. Right to there. So you want the hairs, the fibers to blend in. You don't go right to the edge like this, and then you have a gap. You want to overlay it just a touch. Look at that. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? You'd think I might know what I'm doing. Yeah, I might know what I'm doing here. I don't know. You tell me. Here, that's not that thick. All right, now because of the way this is, they're really short. I can't use them. They're too short. What about this one? That works. That's really short too, man. It's not as short as the other ones though. I want to spread this out more. The reason why I'm spreading this out much wider is because you don't want the hair to be really thick on your mask. I'm going to start at the center again. Usually about 3 fingers above. Always working from this side sucks. But that's where I'm stopping, right there. Oops. Put some hair latex on the hair. This is the large mask. Raphael, if you're on, Pressman, ew. Haven't seen you in a little bit. So, this is the Ultra Flashback that I'm working on right now, hairing it. And these 2 masks that I'm working on right now are already sold. I got my man Raphael up there in California. I think it was California. Correct me if I'm wrong. He wants both masks. He wants the small and the large. One's going to be for display, and the other one's going to be for wearing. And I got to tell you about these 2 masks. The chin line is so much like shorter. I originally sculpted these on an Ed head, and an Ed head is a uh, very long face from the very top of your head down across your nose to your chin. It's much longer than the flashback. The flashback is much shorter. The distance between the nose tip and the bottom of the chin is much shorter. So I mean, come on, don't give me a hard time. Give me a hard time. Give me another popsicle stick. A clean one. Out of the hair, please. That got bunched up. I don't like that. Come on, stay still. Yeah, see, this is the kind of shit that I don't. If the latex starts to dry on you, it can be a pain in the ass. Now I'm going to overlay this side because it's very thin right there. So, oh, I know what's going on. I got to clean this latex off the top, off the table. Yeah, anytime I don't try to wipe it off, you just smooth it out so it's not lumpy on your mask. That's why I smooth it into the. Okay, so we have to cut up some more hair, but first, I got to get this glue off of here. I got to get this latex off of here. I need that trash can a lot closer. Oh shit, I forgot to put that. That's going to fall on me. I know what I need. I need paper towels. There we go. Let's sit back down, get Boogie in here, because that latex is going to dry on that mask. Good, I got a clean slate now. Okay. Trash can. Get it off my fingers. Just worry about getting this done first. Let's get this one done. Yeah, if that gets too gunked up there, gives you a problem. Hey, John, glad to catch a live stream. Yeah, baby. All right, so we're going to overlay this just a touch. Yeah, I had too much latex on the board, on the plastic acrylic board that I put down to spread my latex. Now I'm probably not going to stream the second mask. I'm going to do this one to completion. It just becomes more of a repetitive thing. Who's into repeating? I'm a little groggy because I just woke up from a long ass nap. It was pretty long too, longer than normal. I don't usually like to do long ones because then I don't really feel like I'm rested. For a minute there, I felt well rested. Now I don't feel as rested as I did just a few minutes ago. I feel a little groggy still. I thought I was going to wake up. I guess I'm not quite going to wake up all the way. It's going to probably want to go back to bed at an earlier time tonight. But then again, you got to remember, I was up before the sun was up today, painting these masks. I add a little bit more character to the masks. All right, see how thin this is? You can see through it right there. So this is what we're going to do. And this is how we solve that problem. I always clean my sticks, my popsicle stick. Always clean your popsicle stick. Some people use spatulas. Some people use, their painting tools to smooth this out. I just think that popsicle sticks work just as good as anything else. Really. I don't care how far over I go, as long as I cover that thin area. That was important. I had to get rid of that thin stuff. Come on, get off my hand. So let's chat, guys. What you guys want? You guys don't want to talk tonight, man. I don't know what's going on. Nobody wants to talk. Nobody wants to ask anything. No questions? No chatting? Nobody's in a chatting mood? No chatterboxes out there tonight? Just watch and learning? That's it? I get it. If I didn't have to talk, I wouldn't be talking right now. I'd be just doing my thing. But I feel like I have to talk because I'm sitting here with you guys, and some people probably have me on. If you're an older guy, you probably have me on in the background and you got your eyes closed. There was a, you guys ever watched that movie, TV show, Three's Company? There was a line that Mr. Roper said to his wife when she kind of cracked on him, saying that how he, every time he gets in front of the TV, he falls asleep. No, I don't. I watch TV with my eyes closed. And believe it or not, it is really true. Because I may not be asleep for hours. Uh, I could be laying there, but I'm sitting there listening to the TV. And what I usually do is I watch old shows that I know what happens. I've seen the show I've seen the movie either multiple times or the TV show multiple times. And I'm a big Three's Company. I love Three's Company, man. I can sit and listen to that and fall asleep to it every night. Um, don't ask me why. Maybe it's the laugh tracks. I don't know. I just, it's a funny ass show, and every scene I've seen a million times. So anytime I put an episode on and I sit and listen to it, I've already had the visual because I've seen it, and I've seen it numerous times. So it's very satisfying. Whoa, 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 whoa! Where you going? Trying to run away from me here. I already did that. So, but I always found that it was funny that it was in that show, the one I watched the most. And I started laughing out loud the first time I realized what he said about watching his TV with his eyes closed. Here I was doing the exact same thing, and that was funny. I thought that was really funny. Yes, I did. Funny how I got that exact size, right where I wanted it. Oh yeah. All right, so now we tilt this sucker back. You start closing in on. I need a couple more pieces. I watch my TV with my eyes closed. So funny, but so true. So true. And that's why I kind of don't watch a lot of the new stuff because I can't watch it with my eyes closed. I fall asleep on new stuff really quick, especially if it sucks. That goes for anybody, I guess. Anybody thinks it. Yeah, it's kind of hard to watch a movie you've never seen before with your eyes closed. But if you've seen the movie multiple times and you have basically the whole movie memorized, you can watch that baby with your eyes closed every day. It's like somebody reading your book. You know, you just you already have the visual, seen it already. This one's coming up just a touch too short, but I'll fix that with these extra fibers I've got right here. Actually, I don't think I need to fix that. No, I don't. Just want to get that clump out of there now. Don't want any extra or clumpy not near the hairline. Keep it clean. Keep it clean. Wow, man. Me and one other person is on. I guess some people left already. I guess I'm just not entertaining enough. I can't sing. I can't juggle. Well, I can sing, but I don't sing professionally. I can carry a tune. But it's not my thing. Not into it. Not into it. Yeah, I'm a little tired tonight, so it goes to Sedge. That's probably why I don't have a lot of energy in my voice. You guys are used to hearing me yapping it up, man. I just don't feel like it tonight. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to hear the other mess tomorrow, because I think my bed's calling me earlier tonight. I got up very early to get these masks all done. And I got two more in there that I did that you guys didn't see yet. I got to hear them too. More importantly, Monday, I got to deal with this thing with the urethane master. I've got to get more urethane because that's got to be fixed. I still have the mold, and that's the important thing. Now, see what I did there? I bunched this up because I spread it out just a little too thin, and I don't want to be able to see through that hair too much. Back to this problem again. But this time, I'm going to make it a little easier. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It's as good as that needs to be. I can use this right there. Somebody's out there making a racket. Ew, what's up, Thorburn? Yeah, I took a nap, but it's just not, it was too long. I took a nap. I took too long of a nap. And when you take too long of a nap, it doesn't work. It goes just the opposite. You know, you need to make your nap no longer than a half hour. And then it really gives you that extra energy that you need. But I went in for like 2 hours. I slept, and that's no good. That is no good for me because it makes me want to go back to bed. I'm really trying to get this done. I got to get these masks out to people. I'm going to make him, this guy bought 2 masks. Oh, and by the way, guys, I'm selling my mask for $4.50. That's the price for the masks. And because he bought 2 masks, he's getting a free pumpkin. If you look up my videos, you'll see the pumpkin I'm talking about. It's a replica of the Halloween 1978 pumpkin in the intro of the movie. And it's cool. It's got a flame bulb in it, and it's powered with, it's not battery, it's plug-in, which is awesome. So you don't have to worry about the thing dying on you. And solar, I don't know. I thought about doing the solar thing, but I don't know, just plugging it in just looks better. You can leave it on. Flame bulbs are pretty cheap now. You can get as many as you need. Get off of me. Yeah, because the pumpkin I'm charging is $100 for a pumpkin. I was thinking about going 125 because that really is kind of what I do need to make. I don't know. We'll try. If it goes, if I can't keep up with them at $100, then I will raise the price a little bit. That's the whole thing. I'm lowering my price to stimulate business, and if I get too busy and I can't really keep up with that, you know, if like people are buying it like crazy, get on it while it lasts, because I will raise the price to slow the quantity down. That's how you slow things down. You raise the price. If things get to the point where you can't keep up with the work that you're doing, then you need to raise the price. If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. And that's why I always encourage people, some people like to start out real high and then they don't sell anything. Plus, I don't really have a name established, well established yet. I have a name, but I don't have it well established in the mask community. I think this mask is going to put me on the map, though. Um, I really do. It is that good. I can't wait to turn it around and show you guys. When I work on the hairline, you're going to see the front. We're almost there. Well, we're not almost there. We're getting closer. Now the trick to here is, as you notice how I'm really mashing it down and buttering out that latex, because you don't want it real clumpy on the head. You really butter it, smooth it out, nice and thin. Get all those fibers mashed into that latex. Latex will stick to latex, believe me. I think it's the best way to put hair on. I think latex, the only reason we don't do it with the hairline is because we want to make that, we don't want the latex gets a little milky. It's semi-translucent, but it's not completely translucent. The tacky glue is completely clear and you can't see it on the hairline, and that's the reason why you use tacky glue. You don't want to see the glue line. You don't want to see the latex line. The other thing too is latex takes a few minutes to dry and get firm enough to hold it in place. If there's any weight on it, the tacky glue will hold it, but the latex won't hold. It'll fall. And you'll see what I'm talking about when I get to this hairline up here. When I get to the hairline, you will see what I'm talking about. Now, probably one more row, and then we're going to be into longer cuts. The long cuts, especially on the top of the head. I still have to fix my mask in the spot. Just haven't had time yet. Thorburn. Yeah, that's I don't think that's fixable. I really don't. Thorburn, that's why I'm sending you another mask. I made up my mind to that. So you don't have to sweat over that. I just can't do it right away. I got to get this other issue fixed first with the urethane master. I can't make a large mask right now until I get that urethane master made. And why that is because the mold that the large mask is in is sealed for urethane. It won't take latex now. So once you seal it, it's over. But the reason why I had to do it right away was because every time you pull a latex mask out of one of those molds, you lose more and more detail. So with that being said, I didn't want to lose any detail to that original mold. That mold came directly off the clay sculpture. And the reason why I want a urethane, I'll show you guys the urethane master that came out that was a mess. The reason why it came out was because the rubber was too soft, and there's a lot of abrasive action going on when you're pulling a rubber mask. Well, not so much latex, but a urethane mask doesn't come free as easily as a latex mask, and even with the release agents and stuff on there, it was more difficult. So, with that being said, it caused abrasiveness on the surface of the face, and the eye cuts got scratched up, and cut like chips got taken out of the edge of the eye cut. I'll show it to you when I get. It's not real bad, but it's enough to make me go, I'm not accepting this as a master copy. And the reason why I can't accept that is because when I stone that again, if I stone that master copy, uh, urethane master copy, uh, that's going to get wrecked the more and more I do it. I mean, every time I do it, it's going to come out worse and worse. So, yeah, no, it's not an option. Mm. Well, that coffee's good tonight. But see, I can't drink caffeine. I'm not allowed to have caffeine because of the heart condition I have. And so we're getting to the point where it's not real long going across. So the next row is the longer stuff. The next row starts the length. And I just make sure there's nothing on my fingers when I'm doing this because as fast as that hits your fingertips, it dries. That latex is wild, man. Yes, you can't see it, but there's hair fibers that are sticking into this now. So I have to clean that off because it bunches up, and then it makes it hard. That's what happens. It's sticky on the ends, and it causes problems when I'm putting it on the mask. It's funny how you forget these little things that you do, little problems that arise every time you do a mask. You go, oh, that's right, can't do it that way. Oop, gotta remember. Gotta remember. So, guys, I didn't tell you, but you guys have just joined me. I have a microphone now clip to my shirt so you guys can hear me pretty good. It's nice and clear. I can have the phone 20 yards away and still, you'll be able to hear me good. Yes, Red Row. Yeah, I guess you guys didn't see the pumpkin. Thorburn, you didn't see the pumpkin? Oh, wow. Pumpkin's cool, man. The pumpkin is cool. Yeah, I'll show you the pumpkin. I'm thinking about this now. I hate to say, I think I am going to charge $125 for the pumpkin because the pumpkins, even at my cost, I'm still paying $20 for the damn pumpkin, just for the pumpkin, not including the flame bulb, the light mechanism that goes inside of it. It's not real expensive, but it's probably costing me about $30 to make one pumpkin. Yeah, so I think I have to charge about 125 just to try and clear, close to 100. It doesn't take real long to make the pumpkin, though. That's the thing. It doesn't take me very long. It takes me about an hour total to make the pumpkin. Now I may do a better paint job on it, and that might up the price a little bit if you want high res, like a really realistic looking pumpkin paint job on it. Then I'm probably going to go up to 150 for that. But you'll have that option. You won't have to have it painted. To save money, you can paint it yourself. I will do a how to paint the pumpkin video in the near future. I also am going to make a scarecrow mask coming up very soon too. I really want to get that ball rolling on that. I think that latex dried a little bit underneath, so what I'm going to do, just put a little bead of latex on top to smash it in. There you go. Never panic, guys. Never panic. You just gotta walk. You just gotta figure it out as you're going. See that? See that little bit of latex that got in there because it was on my goddamn fingers. I didn't realize it. Always double check your fingers. That's what she said. All right, now we're gonna make long strands. All right, so this is a long strand. Now what I want to do is I want to cut the tip off of this. Just the tip. Give me a nice edge. And we start right in the center. All right. Not a good thing. Got all these popsicle sticks. Why use a dirty one? You. Yo.
Thorburn asking about that pumpkin.
Who is?
Thorburn asking
Oh,
about
yeah.
pumpkin.
Do me a favor. Can you go grab that thing and just bring it in? It's in by the TV. You know where I have it, right? Just unplug it and bring it in. We'll show it off live. Pumpkin's cool, guys. It is really cool. So, the hell is this mess? Hey, Angelo, can you do me a favor and show it off for me? While I'm.
I pinned the message at the top of the page, 125 through 150 for that. It's a pumpkin.
Yeah, I think I think what I'll do is to make it more realistic paint job. I was going to let you. No, I was going to let you just take the camera and move it over there and show it off, plug it in, and all that stuff, and then explain. Just move it. That's all. We're going to move this out of the way for a second, guys. He's going to show off this pumpkin while we're doing this. It's a little unstable, this damn stand. Give me a second here while plug it in and then let them know that, well, I put a little plastic in there to diffuse the light.
You talk to him.
Yeah, that's right.
While I show it off. All right, so.
I'm waiting for the delayed so I can see what's going on. Okay, that's the original 1978 pumpkin. That's at the opening of the movie. It's carved to look like that. And there's a flame bulb on the inside of that. The flame bulb, I put plastic, like just crumpled up plastic bag, clear plastic, semi-translucent plastic bag, and I crumpled up and I put it inside there to diffuse the light. So it really gives off a really cool, spooky light. It looks like the opening scene when you see this in the dark. As a matter of fact, I can't shut these lights out, but if you turn that light off over there, it'll show. Not really. These lights are too damn bright. But they're oh no, there we go. There you go. See how it diffuses the light, guys? I forgot there's a delay. Oh yeah. Looks good though.
There you go, Cobra.
That's it. That's it. You're welcome. Thank you, Angelo. Red row. Red row. Yeah, you'll have to make sure you can see this too. I gotta do a long piece here. You know what? Gotta fix that stand. That stand's a mess. I need a new stand. I need a good one. All right. Okay. I can adjust. I can adjust it as I. Yeah, they can see it. Okay, we're in good. We're in good. They can see what I'm doing still. I'm almost to the hairline. I'm only going to hair this one mask tonight. I'm just too. I was going to ask you, like, how do I want to take from like going forward. I want to shorten these lives and just literally make them into. I I need to make them shorter, turn them into 20 at the most 15-minute segments, just high speed. You know what I mean? High speed. Does it have that option to make it go fast? You know, it's not too fast because you want to be able to see what you're doing. That's the problem with the iPhone. It doesn't do that. It gives you it's too fast. You know, high speed is like lightning fast, and it doesn't give you that option to slow it down. You'll have to show me how to use that because I need to shorten some of these damn videos, especially going forward. They really like shorter videos. Live streams, it's kind of hard to go short because by the time people come on 10 minutes, forget it. They're already off. They're not actually in it. Sometimes it takes people forever to get on. Yeah, so those pumpkins are carved to look like the actual opening movie scene. The credits in the beginning of the movie. That's the pumpkin. Jesus. Man, these popsicle sticks are getting sticky. I'm almost done though with the latex. Then I got to do the tacky glue. That don't take too long. I don't want any clumps on there for sure. Damn it. Yuck. I'm going to do a little bit of felting here. The one on the back there, you can see the gray head in the back here. That's urethane. And it turned out to be a mess. I have to show it off when I'm done here, guys. I'll show it off in a minute. I am going to cross this over because it's very thin right here. Perfect. Get this off my hands. Okay. All right, this is the last row right here before we do the hairline. Last row, guys, last row. And we need to do a fine, it's not even the full length row. Um, last row before we start working on the hairline. And um, that's done with tacky glue. Now, see, the nice thing about the popsicle sticks, clean these up. You just take the latex off of them, you just scrub them on, you just clean them right up, and you can reuse them. I don't care how many are dirty. Now, once you do tacky glue with them, forget it. You throw them away. That's another reason why I like using the popsicle sticks, because your tools don't get messed up if you're using tools. Okay. I'm going to give this a chance to dry. Put all the dirty popsicle sticks in one spot. Give you guys a chance to look at this bad boy. But I got to fix this hair. It's got too much glue. Or too much latex there. Perfect. I'm going to get my fingers dirty for that, that's for sure. Okay, so damn it. The foam head came out of position. There it goes. No, it didn't. Take it out of there. Fix it. Oh yeah, it was all the way in the back of the head. Well, outside of not seeing the eye cuts properly. You son of a bitch. I'll have to put a little dab of latex there. Trying to come up on me over here. Perfect. Okay. So let me show you guys this mask. A little bit out of the light. Now, don't mind the foam. You can see the foam sticking out of the eye cuts. But the paint job on this is sick. It is sick. It looks so good. This is the large mask. This is the only large mask in existence. The only one that exists. And Raphael has already paid for it. Well, he hasn't paid for it yet, but he's ordered it and he plans on paying for it immediately. And he's buying both these masks. But I always like to have my products done before I have anybody send me money. So today or the next day, I'm going to have him send his money. And it gives me time to also make his pumpkin. He gets a free pumpkin. So that pumpkin that's back there, he's going to get one of those. He may even get that one. I might give him that one. Kind of works. I can give him that one since I don't have to. I can always make myself another one. I don't really care about that. You know. If you know, you know. Yeah, this thing's really, it's really nice. It's a really nice mask. I think it's painted with the right weathering. The cheek lines, all these lines are actually in the mask, and the shadows are natural. I mean, I have shadowing in there, yes, I do, but it's subtle. It's not real heavy. But in low light, this thing is creepy. Oh my God, is it creepy? All right, so let's clean up this. Let's clean up the popsicle sticks first. Because I've got to get this ready for the other stuff. The got to get it ready for the tacky glue. All right. Trash can. And that gives this a chance to dry a little bit. Yeah, once this is brushed out, this hair will be off the chart. Cool. Now the tacky glue doesn't really tilt this guy over here. This is driving me nuts. All right, let's make sure I have everything I need before I start messing with this. Tacky glue's upside down. And remember, this gets the long fibers. Spread them fibers out. This is important here because this is where it can get really messy. It can lead to a problem if you have this too thick when you're trying to comb it out. Don't want it too thin though. Remember that. Now there's just cleaning off the popsicle stick of any latex before I get started. Really, you bastard? Good thing my channel doesn't. I don't try to. No cursing. No, I can't do that. I don't get really nasty. I'll try to keep it clean as possible. I don't always curse on purpose, that's for sure. Just bad habits. Bad habits. I try to keep it clean. So if I offended anybody, I'm sorry. But I'm real. And I get aggravated too. All right, so let's hope that this stuff. Man, I ain't kidding. That shit's tacky. Get out of there. Of course, that bounces right where the goddamn hair is, right? Man, I don't like the way this is coming out of here. I gotta get new tacky glue. There's something you do a little differently with this. Now, I always keep this stuff upside down. I keep it upside down in the bucket because if you don't, notice how small that bead is, right? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to give this a very clean edge and very little. Now this time, no, we don't. Yeah, that's right. We do it this way. I used to fold it back on itself. I don't do it that way anymore. New popsicle stick. Now I still have to put in the glue line for the sideburns, but that's not until the hair's done. I do that last. I do that tomorrow. Actually, I don't do that to this. I do that after I get the hair is dry. Okay. Next itty bitty spot. Now the other thing you have to do is make sure you keep your scissors free of the glue as I trim that. Raphael, how we doing, buddy? You was offended. Here's your mask, buddy. It's hairing. It's getting haired. I got to do this one tomorrow. I ran out of steam tonight. I'm going to do this one tomorrow. I'm not going to have you send money until you see the finished product. That's how I like to work. I don't like to do anything like, oh, send it now, and then, just, nope. I want it done perfect, as best to my ability. And when you like it, we do the transaction. And I showed off your pumpkin, by the way. I'm actually going to give you the one that I made for myself. And, but no big deal. I can always make another one for myself. This way I can focus on the masks. I don't want to have to make that pumpkin. It only takes an hour to make the pumpkin. Oops, wrong stuff. Hairline, Johnny boy, hairline. Yeah, see in the light. See how much better this looks in the light, Raphael? Raphael is the proud owner of the #1 mask being sold from the website. There's no special edition to this or anything, but it's the #1 being sold. And he also has the #1 small. He has the #1 large and the #1 small. And the reason why I'm really giving him that as #1 is because he was the only person that bought my V2. So Raphael, hats off to you. But it also points out that the V2, I mean, it looks good, but it's not great. But I think a lot of it has to do with people are really hurting right now. They don't have the money. Come on, man, don't give me this hard time. And I'm hearing a lot of mask makers are not doing well right now. So I'm not the only one here. Nice thin beaded line there. And then we got to do it to the hair. I'm going to have just enough tacky glue to finish this job. I'm going to have to go to the Michaels. That's another reason why I'm going to hold off on doing this one until tomorrow, because I have to go to Michaels and go get more tacky glue. So yeah, Raphael's the only one that purchased. And you're not supposed to advertise that. You're not supposed to tell people. But I'm a truther. I'm a truther, man. I tell the truth. I don't lie about nothing. I fly off the, and I'm a perfectionist by nature. Um, and the littlest things, like I completely resculpted this mask into the Ultra, based off that smiling look that was in the corner of this mouth that was driving me crazy. I didn't like it. All it took was somebody to point it out, and Raphael pointed it out, and that's I was like, well, okay, I'm not the only one that's seen it. And I was like, okay, let's do this. Let's get this thing done. Let's let's do the Ultra. And then this is the finished product. This is done. I'm not doing any more flashback mask after this. This is the last one that I'm doing. I really mean that too, guys, because I'm moving on to other things. I got a scarecrow mask that you guys are going to want. I guarantee it. You guys are going to want that thing when you see it, when I get it done. Come on, get off of there. You're going to want it. Trust me, you're going to want it. Really? There was tacky glue on there. Put it on my shirt. Hell with it. Use the back side. Now I'm noticing it's a little bit thin right here. So let me show you how that's fixed. Let's show you how you fix that little issue. And it is a little issue. When something looks a little too thin in a spot, it's simple to fix. All you're going to do is you're going to spread out some extra fibers here. Oh, yeah. So I have made up my mind. I'm definitely going to get the gastro bypass. I was thinking about not doing it, but you know what? I want this weight off for the rest of my life. I'm tired of living like this. This is too much. So right there is our problem. That's the problem right there. I hate things interfering with my life, um, like surgeries and that kind of stuff. But you have no quality if you don't do these things. You get quantity, and fear is not a factor for me. I don't fear anything. Die, I die. So what? I really don't have fear. I'm just not afraid. I'm not one of those guys that ever feared for his life. I mean, the things. Ooh, dumbass! Forgot to cut the. Forgot to cut that line. Got to cut that line. I always looked at life as if you didn't do things that were a little risky, you didn't get to enjoy your life. You didn't get to live it. You know, you got to live. Living is without risk. There is no such thing as no risk. Hell, you can be safe as all can be, stay in the house all the time, and then just go out that one time and get into a car accident, or you know, anything can happen. So I just thickened up that hairline, so now you can't see underneath of that. All right. Now, see, the thing is, this hairline, once this dries, then I pull down this hair after I tease it and style it. I pull it down on top of that hairline and then kind of make it look more natural looking. It's hard to explain, but maybe I'll show you the process, but I can't do it until after I style the hair. All right, now we're off to the last section right here. Mm-hmm. I really try to keep these scissors clean because they are nice and sharp. And they're cheapos, baby. I get them at Harbor Freight. Yes, looking real good. Yeah, it's going to look amazing, man. Yo, Banduma, yo, that looks all amazing. I gotta get one. Yes, they're going to be sick. They're going to be really sick. This thing's really. Now this is the large mask. I'm going to show you guys the dilemma that I have right now. I can't make a large mask because the large mask came directly from the mold off of the clay master, off the clay sculpture, and I need to sell the large mask more than I think the small mask because the thing is, um, the this distance here between the nose and the chin are much shorter than the other mask that I used to have, or the other V2. I'm so tired, so forgive me for like tripping all over words here. Um, I narrowed the jawline and I shortened this chin from underneath the nose to here. So it used to be a little lower. Their circumference their circumference like 25.5 inches. All right, that's thick enough. So what we have really straggler. But because, all right, it's 25.5 inches in diameter around the scowl. But the thing is, why it makes it work, why it works so good, because it fits me perfect, is because the jawline has been narrowed. All right, and what happens is the jawline pulls out and it pulls it down, but your chin fits in here perfect. I mean, my chin. Here's what I need you guys to do: is measure from the very peak of your head, which would be right here. And if you look at the last, I don't know if I have the video up, but you got to measure across your nose, down across your nose, and down underneath your chin. If your that distance is less than 14 inches, you can get the small mask. If it's bigger, if it's more than 14 inches, you have to get the big mask. All right. Just so you know. So if you got something you can measure with, you can use a piece of string and then put a measuring tape on it if you don't have something that's flexible, like like a sewing, like when you're uh, a tape that's for fabric. If you don't have one of those, then just take a piece of string, put it across, measure the string, put a little mark where the mark is, and then measure it out on a yardstick or whatever you got to do to see how big it is. And then if you're under 14 inches, you can have the small mask. If you're bigger than 14 inches, you got to get the big mask. There's nothing I can do about it. Not a thing I can do about it. There's nothing I can do. No, you ain't fighting me. That's how we do that. I'm not too worried about that little bit of glue there. That'll brush out when it grabs one of those fibers. All right, so we have that little bit left to do there, and I'm going to probably bring that glue line all the way up to here because it looks very thin right here. So we are going to pull one more strand of fiber. Of course, I grab a felted one, right? Perfect. Come on, what the hell? I must have had glue on my finger and didn't know it. Man, it just doesn't want to let go, does it? That's about right there. Funny how I can eyeball that almost. Doing it so many times, I can eyeball the distance. Just about every time. I'll read your comments in a minute. I got to focus because I don't want to way I mess up at this point. That's not a good feeling. And the fibers are getting a little messy over here, so I gotta focus over here. There was something I was going to say when I got to the hairline. Um, and I can't remember what it was. I mean, it was back. It was a while back when I was all the way back here on the back of the head. I was thinking about it. And I was like, damn it, what the hell did I say? And it was pretty important. I can remember thinking that. Raphael. Yes, I try to be as clean as possible with the hair because Raphael, if you don't see how I'm cutting this edge, that's real key. Keeping a good hairline. I'm only leaving very little glue on this hair. You can see that. Very little glue. And look at that. Look at that. Did I cover that distance or what? Oh, that's why I'm, you know what, dumbass? I'm sorry. Excuse my language. I never used a popsicle stick before. This is what I normally use right here to really pull those fibers in. And it removes that little bit of glue that's left over. And that gives it a natural edge. Gives it a very natural look. But that's it. That's the hair job. And now let's do some um, a little bit of latex in that hair. Now it looks like I got a ton of hair on there, but believe me, that's all going to comb out real easy. That's going to comb out real easy, and this will be clear. All this white you see there, that'll turn clear. You won't be able to see the hairline at all. Now, let's do a look up. Let me adjust this. You know the amazing thing about this, too, is that I was able to replicate. Oh, don't you dare, you son of a. I was able to replicate. Now that's got to sit overnight. You can't brush that out. Can't do anything till tomorrow. I was able to replicate the paint scheme almost identical on every mask. And I'll show you. Now this is the small mask that Raphael owns. Will own when he gets there. Remember what I was saying about the corner of this eye cut too? It looked really heavily shaded there, and it looked way too like the cut was too far back. It was only because it was too heavily shaded. So that's fixed. I painted that right. I got that right. But look how close they are as far as paint scheme. This is the small mask. This is the 24. Like if you measure this, I don't have the tape measure in front of me. I would recommend using the small mask for display and the large mask for wearing. Raphael, I think we discussed this already. And I think that's the way it's going to be for everybody that gets this mask. I can't wait. Okay, now, as you can see, this is the urethane master copy, which came out like crap. Let me pull that out. All right. It's got holes in the lip like bubbles that came forward. Like the details are all lost in the eye. Yeah, small's creepy, man. I can't wait to see what you do with that on your. I can't wait to, and I need you guys to help me promote my business. But anyway, like I can see imperfections all over this urethane master, and in here, the cuts you can see like chunks came out of the eye cut there, and I just can't use this. And look at that. I don't know if you can see that in that light. Um, the resolution may not be good enough to pick up all these imperfections, but they're there. Can't use this. And this is exact. If I stone this, right, this is the exact size of the sculpture because urethane doesn't shrink. All right. Um, I would be able to make the large mask with a stone mold from this large uh, urethane master. They're sending me another urethane that's harder, much harder. Uh, so I have to put it in much thinner. Look how thick that is. I put it in there. It's really thick. Now this is more rubbery. You can, you know, but it doesn't hold the detail. The detail's not there. That ear looks like crap. Thorburn Custom Corpses. Are you going to make another latex mold for the large mask? Yes. Well, that's what I'm waiting on. I have to Monday. They're gonna do something for me and send me a different urethane for the mold, which I have the mold. The mold's fine. You know, the master mother mold is fine. That's just that I need a tougher urethane that won't delaminate as you're pulling it out, or it gets scratched real easy. I mean, this urethane. Let me show you something. It's so soft. This urethane. I pull this on this. Well, maybe not on that piece. It's a really thick piece. I just broke a piece off of that. Look how easy that was to break off of there. And that's the problem. When you pull that off a stone, and if it's sticking anywhere on that stone, just a little bit, that'll delaminate. In other words, it'll peel off the surface of the face and stay inside the mold. You know, um, and that's no good. And I think that's what happened to a lot of the. That's why it has all these imperfections because I think it delaminated and inside the mold. So there we are, baby. And tomorrow, this guy gets haired along with Pipe Master. Pipe Master gets his haired, and I have a defective mask that's out there that I painted that I don't plan on selling. Um, it's a small. This is the only large one. The other three that are painted are all small masks, but they're all painted identical. But they're not really nice pulls. Um, but I wanted to make sure that I could. I made a copy of the paint scheme for me uh, to keep. I don't care about how imperfected the mask is. I wanted the paint scheme so I can look at what I did and stay with this paint scheme. And some people want me to weather it more. I had somebody say, you need to make it a little bit more like add some more dirtiness to the face. I don't agree with that because the actual screen used mask, it's not dirty. Um, it's just natural shadowing. Now I'm a little heavy with I think this is a heavy weather on here, and you can't really see it. You're not seeing it on camera. If you see the pictures, you can see it. Yeah, it's a little heavier than your paint scheme, and the reason why Thorburn is because this mask is different. There's heavier uh, the lines are deeper. The cheek lines are deeper. I think I'm going to fix this. This has this little ripple right here. Uh, I may fix that, and which I'm going to take a Dremel to this and get rid of this high spot right here. I did that with the other master mold, so you don't have that high spot here. It's a little high, but that's what it's supposed to be because there's a divot right here and a divot. But there's this high spot. Well, this here has got this really nasty streak right here. I'm gonna Dremel that off and then paint that area and blend it in again um, with this mask. Unless you want me to leave it, Raphael, if you're still there. Oh, Banduma, man, thank you. I'm trying to catch up with everybody's comments here. I'm sorry that I missed your comment there. You think it's the best flashback on the market? I thank you because I mean it's tough, really tough to get to this point. I mean, and if it wasn't for Raphael, actually it was Raphael that made me say, made me. I already knew that the lip line wasn't right with the V2, and I was just waiting for somebody to comment on it, and he was the first one. He says, "Man, if that lip wasn't just a little bit too high." I'm like, "Okay, all right, I know it. Yep, I knew it already." He didn't really. He just confirmed it, and that that always makes me go back to the drawing board. But this is the finished job. I'm done with it. I'm done with flashbacks. This I love the way these lips look. It's got the right pitch here. The peaks are right on the money. Um, this under the lower lip, I've got the definition of the lower lip there. Uh, it's back down. It's down further. It's not up, not curled up anymore. This is lower now. You think so, Thorburn? No, he wants me to give you the green mohawk. What do you think? Should we do that? Should I give you a green mohawk? What does everybody think? Should Thorburn get a green mohawk on his replacement V2? We can do that. Yeah, man. Nah, I'm not doing the green mohawks. Can't do that. But I've haired probably, and this was a 2 pound bag of hair that I get, and I probably haired 10 masks with this hair. And I'm almost, I probably got enough to do one more. I have enough to do this head. And that's it. Then I got to pull out more hair, and the stuff's getting scarce. Green and pink. Yeah, that'll work. LT, what's that? LBT, whatever the hell that. Are you part of that crew? The LV, L something, LBT. What the hell's it called? I'm definitely not on board with that, but that's besides the point. I'm too old school, man. You get guys that are my age, man. We're rough and tumble. We don't. I get offended over nothing. Nothing offends me. Call me anything you want. I don't care. Just don't call me late for dinner. Yeah, these masks are sick. They really are. Let me let's turn some lights over here. See what's it look like with a little bit of shadow. Turn some of the lights around. Natural lighting inside the room. There you go. Zoom in on that, guys. That's a big no. I agree with you, man. I definitely don't play along with that bullshit either. I am not woke. I'm awake, if that makes sense. I'm definitely not woke. I'm awake. Man, it looks good. I really like this mask, man. This mask really out of the park, man. It's gonna really give you that true Michael Myers flashback look. Bandumi, you still on with me? I gotta say the flashback mask is very, very, very difficult. Um, it's harder than the Shatner mask. It is. It's harder to do than the Shatner mask. I think the reason why is he was trying to make sure that this still had. Yeah, man, Banduma. This thing looks amazing. It really does. Can you guys zoom in on that? I don't know if you can on live. I turn the lights away from it a little bit so you can see the natural colors and shadows that are in this. Oops. Sorry, I'm banging my microphone. I forgot my mic's on my shirt here. Keep forgetting I have that attachment. It's really nice. Can you hear me? You guys hear me nice and clear? It's not like my phone is across the room. It's only about 3 or 4 feet behind me, but but man, that looks good. I'll have to stick the mic and everything when I get done the stream on charge. Now I have the face leaning back, but then that gives you a better look anyway. You see this little peak right here. This is driving me nuts. I'm going to grind that down a little bit. I want to fix that. I'm going to have to do that with all of them. Actually, once I have a urethane master of the master mold, I'll be able to fix the urethane master permanently through sanding. I think everybody needs a copy of this bad boy. Oh, and I give you guys good news. I'm not overpricing these masks. They're selling for $450. They're not going to be $600. I'm not going to go crazy with that. I'd rather sell more masks at a lower price, especially in this right now. The economy's bad. Everybody's suffering a little bit. So why not? Let's make it possible for you guys to own this mask at a much lower price. And that's a nice little chunk of change off of the price. That's $150 cheaper, and that's the price of the mask, $450. Well, if you get the large mask, you won't have that problem. The small mask might be a little bit too, like your eyes will be like right there in the face, right at the face of it. You got to remember that's a movie. And they can do special effects to darken out those eyes so you can't see his eyes. They'll do whatever they need to do on the cutting floor to make it look good. You don't know how much after effects were done to the uh, and believe me, there's a lot. There's a lot of after effects that are done to a movie. Now, back in the old days, no, there wasn't, other than filters. But today, they can literally darken the eye inside the eye cuts on the film itself, and make everything look perfect. Um, so, who's excited for the 1978 Michael Myers game? I saw the previews to that, and I think it's not supposed to come out until 2026. But John Carpenter's involved, and apparently all the actors that were in Halloween, the 1978 film, are involved with this game. And I'm pumped for this, man. That's one game I'm going to get. I'm playing that game. Now you have to look it up on YouTube. Yeah, it looks amazing. I'm hoping that the mask is a little bit more accurate. I saw the, but they did say that that's not the final version. That's not the way it's actually going to look. Yeah, it looks promising. I wonder if they're going to be able to do an effect. Now, I know that apparently I saw one of the interviews where they said that when you're playing Michael Myers, your only perspective, your point of view is going to be through the eye cuts. You're going to see through the eye holes. That's how your vision's going to be, as though you're inside the mask. And I'm sure you're going to hear the breathing effect, so that'll be creepy. But try to imagine and wonder if it's possible to do this in the game. The other person playing the game sees a pop-up in the window. I would suggest this to anybody that would see this, and maybe reach out to these guys that are making this game. Maybe a pop-up when you're being stalked comes up on your screen, and it shows you Michael looking at you from wherever, and you can't see him, but you're trying to figure out where he's seeing you, and that would be creepy as hell when you see his vision pop up on the screen when he's stalking you. You know what I mean? You're his next victim, and you're desperately trying to get away from him, and you need to be able to see him looking at the person that's being stalked. That would be trippy. I think that's a good idea. What do you guys think? You're not too old. I'm 63, Raphael. If you're too old, I'm way too old. I don't know if we're right around the same age. I mean, I'm not great at playing these games. I don't care, but I just think just the fact that they're having a Michael Myers game. Yeah, I'm all for it. And it's based on the original film, 78. I know John Carpenter's involved. Oh, you got a couple years on me there, Raphael. I'll buy the game and let my nephews and stuff come over and play it so I can watch it. I'll get other people, I'll get young people playing it so I can sit back and watch. Watch them get all freaked out and scared, and that'd be funny. Hell yeah. Yeah, I like the way that looks when it's looking at the camera straight on. Drinking my coffee. Let me turn it a little bit so looking at the camera. Raphael, you got yourself a couple of beautiful masks. I'm telling you, they really are nice. Um, in the shade, you can see all the colors. You've seen the pictures I sent you, right? In the sunlight, you're seeing the high definition cheek lines and everything that are really sculpted into the mask. And you have to have that because the last mask that I did, the V2, and including the V2 wasn't as bad as the V1. The V1 was like the features were barely in there. The cheek lines, they weren't really cut into the mask real well. Yeah, these masks are really, man. When this is all painted up, you're gonna have. I can't, and here's what I want you guys to do too is now, when you guys get these masks, he's going to have his mask for Halloween. Um, do videos for me. Do video clips of getting trick or treaters with your costume. Even if you have to have somebody, well, you have to have somebody else shoot it for you. That's for sure. Or put it on a tripod and get these. I need. You don't have to make real long videos. Just short clips of you scaring trick or treaters. And uh, the funniest video we get of you doing Michael Myers. Hopefully, if you have you have the version 1 or the V2 mask. If you have a copy of that, you have to do video clips with that mask on. It can't be somebody else's mask. It can't be. It can't be another. It has to be It has to be a Custom Corpse's mask in order to win this mask. Yeah, this mask is not free to anybody except for the few that got um, defective masks from me. There's only a few. There was a few that. What happened was I used that gold paint on the marker, and some of them bled through. If you have a real thick copy, you're okay, but a thin copy, I think it bled through. So I have to replace that mask. And since he went through the trouble of just waiting for it, um, Thorburn, I'm going to send you this mask in replacement, or I'll and eventually I'll send you another V2. So you don't. I don't think that Raphael, you don't have a Meyer suit. I thought you did that video. You had. I guess maybe it was borrowed. Oh, you know what? Oh, what's the name of that guy? He does the Michael Myers. And man, does it look accurate. He literally makes the costume, makes the suits. He's on YouTube. If you look up Michael Myers suit, jumpsuit, you'll find him. And that guy really makes an accurate uh, jumpsuit. But they're like $200 to $300, and you can get the 2018 version. You can get the original '78, which you don't want that. You want the flashback, um, whatever was used in the flashback. Which would I think that would be the '78. The flashback would be the '78. Yeah, Iconic overalls. I remember many years ago. But man, look at those masks. Now you can see I got the hairline right about the same height, right? Look how much lower this chin line is compared to this. See how much lower that is? I have them lined. I lined up the eye cuts. They're the same distance. But that chin line, man, really comes up quite a bit, and that's the problem. See, what happened was when I sculpted the new one, the uh, the chin line had to come up because this distance right here, between here and here, to get the lip line to look right, I had to bring the chin line up because it was too far down. When the chin line was down here and I had to bring the lips down, this distance from the lower lip to the very beginning of the top of the chin is very short. And that's what gives it that really good look. Oh, is that what that was? You had a blue shirt on? I didn't even because you were in the shadows a little bit with that video, so I didn't really just I knew you put the collar up, and I thought, oh, he's got a jumpsuit. Cool. That is cool. Yeah, that stuff's already drying. Look at that. It's starting to get clear over here. But that's not gonna. I'm not messing with this until tomorrow. One down, three more to go. Actually, two more. I'm only doing this. I'm not herring the other one unless somebody buys it. If somebody wants a defective, little bit of a defect, I have to look at it. I have to look over it real good. I think I actually was able to fill in with. There was these little tiny pinholes that were made it look like it was defective in the mask. They would look like little air bubbles, but they were real tiny, and the paint filled them in. And the paint is latex. The paint's got latex in it, heavy latex. So it filled them in, and it looks really nice. Yeah, the definition's really there. Oh man. Yeah, I'll have to bring this in. I'll have to bring that mask in the light and really take a good look at it. The one that I don't plan on herring because I feel like it's not perfect. I have to look at it and see what bothers me about it if I decide to sell it. If there is problems with it, of course I'm going to sell it as defective, and you'll get it much cheaper, probably half off. That's the way I'll do it, 250. But I would never sell anything that looks really bad. I mean, if it's real bad, it's not. I have to be honest and show where I don't like it and say exactly what I think's wrong. And the one mask has the eyebrow looks messed up. You're always going to get these little pinholes sometimes, especially in the eyebrows because they get they're just there's a lot of detail in them, but you don't see them from even from the short distance. You don't see them. It's really hard to see it. And if you're really bothered by it, you could put a little hair on them. Put a little tiny bit of hair on that. If there was a defect there, you put a little hair on that on the eyebrow, and then you just peel it off, and it'll look natural. You just shear off you cut the hair down to where the rubber's there, but it'll cover any defect in there. Because that's what they did with the original mask. It had hair on it, and they just peeled it off, but there was a little bit of hair left over on the mask. Oh God, guys, I've got to jump off of here, man. I'm getting tired. I've had a long day. But boy, that mask looks good. I really like this. I hate seeing this go, but you know what? It's got to go, man. I need to make money. I can't pay for this urethane twice without making some money. Man, that's a nice looking mask. Oh man, gotta scare up some trick or treaters, you guys. Raphael, you're 65 years old, so if you're gonna scare some trick or treaters, do it from the porch. Sit in a chair, act like a dummy, literally. Act like a statue is what I should have said. Act like a statue, and I've had people, where they poke at you, press on you, push you, and see if you react. And then all of a sudden, you just turn and look at them. Man, I've seen kids literally fall on their ass, just turning your head and looking at them. No effort there. Hell yeah, you gotta do it. See, the thing is though, you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to overreact to you. The thing about a really good Michael Myers is you really have to pick up on his little subtleties that he does so well. And it's like Michael Myers doesn't run, so you don't chase after kids. He usually just stands and stares at you and just scares the crap out of you just from staring at it. And if he does come at you, he's always walking at you. And kind of just like a storm that's coming and you can't stop it. And you have to learn to walk too. The walk is important. I mean, if you really want to be a good Michael Myers, man, pick up on the movie, pay attention to every detail on how he reacts, how he acts, how he moves. And I'll tell you something, I think to really get it down, it's hard to really see how Nick Castle does it, except for specific scenes. Like the way he stands at the end of the movie where when he stabs Laurie Strode and she falls down the steps and he turns and stands at the top of the steps looking down at her and he comes down those steps. He's got that specific walk in that 78 film that you can really, man, if you can nail that, that's the walk. Um, Now the James Jude Courtney, I think really nailed nailed uh, the Michael Myers. I think he did it better than Nick Castle. I do. I just really think that he really nailed it. The way he walked and the way he did everything. If you follow his lead, you got a grand slam. Yeah, you got to keep it simple. That's for sure. All right, Thorburn, you have a good night. But I'm going to jump off of here too. I'm getting tired. I got to get some sleep. I've been up since sunup. I got a little nap. Well, I got a long nap, but it did worse for me than it did good. It didn't do me much good. It made me more tired. I've been yawning the whole night. Oh yeah, man. So you guys think that that's a good price? 450. What do you think? I'd rather sell more masks than have them sit there forever. Now, if I get swamped at that number and I can't keep up with it, then I have to raise the price, only to slow the business down. That's how you do it. You raise the price to slow it down. I don't want to have a year. I don't want to be one of those guys. I don't want to be like Nag and have a year waiting list for my mask. I don't like that. I don't like the idea of that. I don't want that pressure on me. It's not because I don't agree with them. If you're younger, yeah, but I mean, I'm 63, man. I don't want that kind of pressure. I don't want to have large orders sitting there waiting and then me worrying about every order. I'd rather have a couple orders every month. That's all I want. I don't want to I don't want to be swamped. Like I said, I'm semi-retired. Now, I could put Angelo to work with me if I do get that busy. I could do that. Um, you know, to produce the mask. I just need to train him a little bit. That's all. But he's also an artist, you know, and I will give him. I'm going to make a paint scheme mask to follow. I'm going to do one of these. Once I have the master made, I'm going to do it from the large one. I'm going to make a paint scheme mask to follow. And then they can mimic whatever it is, you know. So that's what I'm planning on doing. And do it until you get it right. Yeah, I think it's fair. I think it's a fair price. I think it's not too over the top. It's not too high. Uh, God knows you guys have been following me for a long time. You know how long I've been working at this thing. So I've been really, really working hard on this. I'm one of these guys. I don't stop until I nail it. I just don't. And I think I've gotten it so close that I don't think I can do a better job. And with that being said, uh, it's time to move on to the next projects. You know, so wow, just looking at that, look at the way that looks right there. That is like a scene. What scene am I seeing that? This mask right here. What is that scene, man? It looks so. It looks like the flashback. It does look like the flashback. Holy mackerel! Just looking at it from that angle. What scene comes to mind? And this has a lot of natural shadowing in the eye cuts. The way the scowl overhangs the lower eye cut. It all has the natural look to it. If you see the pictures that I sent in natural sunlight, that's not paint. That's actual shadowing from the uh, from the way it was sculpted, just like the real mask. Very, very difficult to nail this mask because there's so many limited pictures on this mask. There's not a lot of pictures. There's no profile pictures. I think the best, I think the best I got was about an angle from like this of that picture of the mask. No, a little less than that. Might have been like that. Yeah, about right there. That's the only profile we got, and it was only the one side. You couldn't see the other side, so you never got a profile from both sides of the mask. Not until recently, and that's only with that guy that's selling a copy from the mold, and he showed a profile on both sides. I was like, what? No, no, no. He only showed the one side. That's right. Never showing both sides. I only show one side. He showed the check mark side. So, all right, guys. I thank you for joining the stream. You are seeing the mask is haired, the one that goes to Raphael. These two masks go to Raphael. I still have to style them. I have to hair this one tomorrow and then style this. Oh yeah, busy, busy, busy. And Monday I have to get this urethane rubber resolved. I need to order more urethane rubber. You see these buckets right here? That's the urethane that I made that with, and it's just too soft. It's too fragile. Tears real easy. Can't have that. I need a really. I'm going to order the strong stuff and then redo that mold. All right, guys, I'm jumping. I got to get off of here. I'm really tired. All right, let's take this off of here. Hold on. There I am. Sorry. All right, Raphael, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you. I'll see you on the next stream, hopefully. But thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you later. Have a good night. Get a good night's sleep. It's Saturday night.